but it changed your life, didn't it?
It did. There was times where, I felt like even just recording myself, like, people like, who does she think she is? But then I realized as I was posting on social media, I had people telling me, thank you, I'm glad, can you send me personal skate videos? Or I had multiple people telling me, you're the reason why I end up getting skates. And hearing those comments like that just reminded me, don't worry about what other people think, because there's people out here that are rooting for you or out here inspiring. And that's one of the main things I want to do is be an inspiration.
Leaf Life.
The roller rink was a clean and safe place to meet our friends on weekend nights once we hit the age for socializing. But now self-expressionists of all ages have found a fun tribe vibe with fellow stylists who fly when wings are on their feet. This is roller skating and cannabis.
They see me rolling.
Our first segment, the evolution of roller skating. And our second segment, wheels of self-expression. But before we get educated, we got to get medicated. So let's get stoned. All right, wherever your day has led you, now it's time to fire up, chew it up, get it, drink it up in your body as we introduce this show's Greg the Guinea Pig.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Greg the Guinea Pig. Who's our guest this week?
Greg the Guinea Pig warning. These tasks are undertaken by experienced cannabis users and under the supervision of accredited professionals. So please take our advice and definitely try this at home.
All right. So, ANDICEIA Craft. What a name. What a goddess name.
Thank you.
It is. Is it? No. So she's our Northwest Leaf Bud Tender of the Month for January 2025 and the world's dopest roller skating queen.
Yes.
ANDICEIA, welcome to the Leaf Life podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Now, check it out. Here's the article. This is our Bud Tender of the Month. If you're watching on YouTube at Leaf Life Podcast V2, it's in our January issue, Weed and Wellness issue, with none other than the dude from Operation on the cover. If you haven't seen it, go to leafmagazines.com. It's amazing. The dude's kicking back on a beanbag, and instead of places where you would extract bones and stuff in the game, he's got like a bong, a cookie, a tincture, a bag of weed. It's very entertaining. And then the tool that you're supposed to pick the bones out with is actually a roach clip on the cover holding a joint. Leafmagazines.com, our January issue. ANDICEIA, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now, let's see what you're going to be smoking. AJ, spin that wheel. See what's in AJ's stash.
And now, what's in AJ's stash?
What's in that stash, AJ?
All right. Well, we've got some bomb scented marker from Lifted Cannabis. I am stoked about this flower. Would you like to partake, beautiful lady?
I would love to.
My lady friend.
I love this piece, first off, I just want to say.
Oh, you do?
What is that piece, anyways?
So that's actually a Special K soft blown glass piece. Special K is a true OG glass blower, one of the first out in the state, in the Pacific Northwest actually, and he makes pieces that are affordable, and attainable for people. But the soft glass is the OG form of glass, before all of the chemical bonds and such.
The boro.
Gotcha. All
the
right.
boro glass.
But he does soft glass amazingly, and he's one of the only ones that commands a high price for his soft glass pieces.
Exactly, but still affordable, right?
It's still very affordable.
Yeah, that's what I love about him.
Yeah.
He actually gave this to me, the piece, like in person. It was really cool.
That's awesome. I bought one like a decade ago, which speaks to their longevity.
So the Lifted flower. You were saying before the show that you love Lifted. They've made our cover twice.
Yes.
Twice they've been on the cover.
Gosh, their wedding cake.
And you're an expert. I mean, as a bud tender, totally an expert.
Yes.
So tell us why you love Lifted, and what did you experience now?
Oh, I already feel that elevation.
She's ready to go roller skating.
Lifted, definitely.
She's ready to get on those skates, AJ.
Such a smooth taste, not a harsh hit.
Lifted
Definitely
only grows
can taste that market
indica.
taste.
Like that's
really?
it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's awesome.
I'm an indica person.
This is the scented marker, and it tastes like
It smells so good.
funky cheese,
Yeah, I'd love to
Really
try
good.
it.
sour, gassy glue.
BTW
Ooh, so
Lifted
funky.
has won multiple leaf bowls here in the state of Washington, so they're obviously quality.
Yes.
Big ups to my guys, Miles and Tony and David at Lifted. All right, so talk about getting lifted. You put those roller skates on your feet and it incorporates a certain energy into your life. Now, roller skating obviously has been around a long time. There's enthusiasts now. It's a vibe now. But let's go back to the beginning, to the evolution of roller skating. I believe it was invented in, the 1950s? And roller rinks were very popular back then. It was a cool place to hang out. It's where people socialized. It was a new thing.
Yes. Even goes back to far as 1760s.
No.
What?
Shout out to Merlin. He invented
Merlin.
Yeah.
He's the inventor?
Wow.
Yes, the inventor of skates.
What's his name? Merlin something?
Like
the magician?
Merlin is his last name.
Gotcha.
I can't think of his first name right now.
Okay.
Because I don't want anyone to quote me on it. Check
Is it
me
the
on
magician, Merlin?
No.
No.
Okay. I was on the same page as you. I was like King Arthur's court.
But he invented the skates. But his first invention, they lacked brakes. So it didn't do so well. And he used it for comedy. And while playing the violin, he was like, I want to do something crazy. And let me just make these skates.
Took some shoes and put wheels on them.
Yes.
1770s.
Yes, 1760s.
60s.
Yes.
Before we became a country.
Exactly.
On the East Coast.
Yes.
Entertaining motherfuckers. Wait, was that in the United States or was that in Europe?
It was actually in Europe.
Okay. Like a court gesture. And so he did tricks and learned how to navigate on those skates and people were oohed and awed and it became a thing from then?
Yes. And then it rolled around till a dude named Pimbleton.
Okay.
He finally invented the style of quad skates, which I have right now.
Quad skates. They're sitting on the table. If you're watching at Leaf Life Podcast V2 on YouTube, you'll see the skates on the table. Those are her actual skates.
Yeah.
Very stylish.
Yeah.
They
Thank
look
you.
like really fancy boots. And then they have a moon cut out in them. Is that right?
They're,
on the side.
Moonlight rollers.
Nice.
The moon and cut up.
Are they
Fancy.
aesthetic or is it functional? That moon cutout, is there any form for it?
It's
or is
aesthetic.
It's just aesthetic.
And it's kind of fun because sometimes I like to create little fun things to put on my skates, and I have little pom-poms I weave through it, or a little ribbon,
nice.
go on my
Customized.
outfit,
Yeah.
know?
Kind of like Crocs.
Yes,
I love
exactly.
it.
There you go.
You have a beautiful style that I noticed that you bring to the table. Is this how you dress when you're out on your rollers?
Best believe it. I love being
Yeah,
stylish.
in the second segment, we'll talk about wheels of self-expression. But back to Pemberton. Pemberton?
Pimbleton.
Pembleton.
Pimbleton.
So what year was this?
It was around the
1800s?
same, I want to say still kind of the 17-ish.
Okay.
And then he created his style of skates, but these ones actually have good braking system.
Okay.
So he finally got that patented and we got roller skates going, Yes.
So how did it become popular in the U.S.? Like when? Like it was in the 40s and 50s, right? That people started going, holy shit, this is a craze. This is
the silent era. The silent film era was huge, Everyone from, Buster Keaton to Charlie Chaplin had skits with roller skates. And they were very popular during the Victorian era, even in America. Like when you think about the 1800s Americans walking in their suits, roller skating was huge. They viewed it as summertime ice skating, and they loved ice skating. Yeah.
Well, that's when people hung out together.
Yeah.
And did shit.
There was less social media, just socializing.
I'm guessing not everybody had cars back then either, or access to them.
That's a good point that you brought up. It also became like a new form of transportation that they were trying to push back then.
That's cool.
You can bring your skates, you can bring them in, save space. It's more efficient. We're also being active at the same time.
And now you see kids with them in the grocery store on their tennis shoes.
Yeah, the flip outs. Yeah.
Do you have any flip outs?
No, I don't. I used to have some Hillies.
Oh.
Yeah, the Heelys.
Yeah, the Hillies.
Yep, just the wheel on the heels. Yeah, those are fun.
So after Buster Keaton and Charlie Chaplin, it became a fad. Right? And then there became roller rinks. And if you look at like the old movies from the 50s and stuff, that's where cats hung out. Now, when I was a kid, when you were 11 or 12, your mom sent you to the skating rink. And that's where you hung out. That's where you made out for the first time. That was like the first touch of being an adult and having some independence. Holy shit, I'm out on the town now. and I have an 100%. Actual social gathering. I have a group of friends and we meet on Friday nights at the skating rink. Usually they're your buddies from school or whatever. But that was the thing to do, was go hit the skating rink. And that's, I think that's when America really fell in love with it and it became commonplace. And I think that's where roller skates started being developed by companies. Was it Brunswick maybe, or companies, I don't know who made them, but they became mass produced and roller skates became an actual thing in America. But then it sort of disappeared, and it was the 60s, right, where it kind of went away for a while, and then the 70s disco happened, the music craze, roller girls, and the music was perfect for having movement, right? And kicking up and stuff. And I remember seeing videos on the East Coast of people in the Bronx and stuff before rap, before break dancing, there was this roller skating disco craze. Yes. And it wasn't just about roller skating, it was about carrying a vibe with you. And so, you know, obviously now you're an extension of that. And it's survived all these days. And you mentioned when we spoke before the show that it was the pandemic that really kind of brought it back, because people were stuck inside for a year and a half, however long the shut-in was. And then everybody wanted to get outside and start moving around. And the current roller skating craze became a thing.
Yes, that's when everyone started to engage on TikTok and everything, and people started going roller skating. They had nothing else to do, because even myself, I was trying to find roller skates, and I couldn't find them everywhere during the pandemic.
Right.
So I had to wait about a half a year for these.
There was a rush on roller skates.
There was a rush on roller skates.
No way.
That's crazy.
Yes, due to social media and everything. So.
And was that when you started to learn how to skate, or was that when it became an art for you?
So I've been skating ever since I was a kid, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier, it became a thing for people I had my birthday party at skating rinks. It was always that hangout too. Like, you know, back in the South, we were like, oh, every Friday we're going to go to Roundabout, this and that. And that became the thing. But I want to say around 2020 and 2021, you know, that around that time frame, getting close, you know, pandemic, all that, I was going through a tough relationship, you know, leaving that.
Fuck that guy.
Yes, fuck that guy. Yeah. Yes, fuck that.
Tell him to roll bounce.
Yes, I love that. Yeah. Exactly. So I decided to get into something for therapy. And I was like, whoa, actually, I love skating. I started seeing, you know, the skating trend coming up itself. And I was like, hold up. That's something that I actually did enjoy, you know, I really love. And at that time, I was having to find myself after everything. So I remember I finally went to Big Five, and the only thing they had was Chicago's. If you're in the skating community, you know that Chicago's are they're everyone's beginner skates for sure.
Well, you just lost your endorsement.
Hey. No shame to Chicago, so they definitely got me far.
Right.
Hey.
Yes.
But it's always been a part of you since you were a little girl.
Been a part of me.
And in the second segment, we'll talk about wheels of self-expression. But first, Andricia, it's time for you to play Know Your Slang.
Okay.
Yo, peeps, it's about to get lit.
Hello, fellow teenager.
Bet. It's time to ask if you know your slang. Oh, this is going to be crunk.
It was a fun game we play. You're down, right?
Yeah.
Guess it. You can dance. Go ahead.
Oh, they said get crunk. I was like, okay.
What's up? What's up, Lil Jon?
Yeah.
What's up, Lil?
Yeah.
I saw Lil Jon like yesterday or the day before on social media doing like some meditation. Leading meditation.
He's in his meditation
practices.
phase, bro. Yeah. Lil Jon's finding his center.
I love that.
Find his peace.
Yeah.
I like that.
Everything's just okay.
He's on that new wave.
All right. Andricia, do you know your slang? Are you ready?
I hope so. Yes, I am ready.
I got a good feeling about this one.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Number 1. This is the slang term for a scrape wound caused by skidding over the pavement. What's that called?
A scrape wound.
Yeah, like on your skin when you eat shit on the concrete. What's that called? Come on. You know you've gotten it. You're a skater.
A scrape wound.
It's not a raspberry. It's a.
Like road.
A burn?
It's road rash. There you go.
What?
Ouchie.
Ouch.
I was gonna say road burn, but
That's close.
Road rash.
Don't get down on yourself.
Okay.
That's my fault. I
You
made it
got
too
this.
difficult.
You got this.
You got 2 more though to redeem yourself, and then 3 more in the second segment.
That was more like
Get it together.
Do the Little John dance.
There you go.
Unlocking border
Yes.
lingo.
There you
That's
go.
why.
You got it. She's getting crunk, dog. All right.
yes.
Number 2. This is a forward-facing slide done on your protected hands and toe wheels, mimicking the OGest superhero of all time. What's that move called? When you like spread out and you.
The Superman?
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. There she goes. Now she's doing the Superman dance.
Already, yes.
How we do it on the West Coast.
A little soldier boy there.
What's
Exactly.
that? All right, number 3. This is the move that is the prefix to when tricks are done with the body tucked.
With the body tucked.
Yeah, when you're doing a trick and you're kind of rolled up in a ball. No?
There's a couple of them. There's like duck shooting.
No. Keep going.
Coffin?
No. She
Wait,
knows
is
her
it the
shit.
prefix?
Yeah. It's the something.
The tuck and roll.
That's a good guess, but it's wrong. It's the tweaky.
The Twinkie.
Yeah.
The Twinkie.
Tweaky.
The tweaky.
Tweaky, right?
The tweaky, okay.
You got that one?
The tweaky. I
You're
never
learning.
heard of that.
You're
I'm
learning.
learning.
All
Now
right.
I'm ready.
By the way, I did a tweaky once when a dude at a bar offered my drunk ass a bump in the bathroom, to which I said, fuck it, let's go. Only to find out once it burned my sinus like a dab torch that it was not the pure cocaine that I expected, but crystal meth.
Oh, no. Be careful out there,
That's a
friend.
bad
By the way,
thing.
it was called the Shipwreck in Tacoma. That was like 20 years ago. Man.
Yeah.
That's, you know.
You're not supposed to take drugs from complete strangers, Ricker.
Well, he
just
knew who
like
I was.
candy. Just like not taking candy.
The tweaky.
At that point in time, like half the world knew who you were, dude. That's not a qualifier.
I was up for fucking 18 hours. I was miserable. I was pissed.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was like, I was fucking hammered. Sure, I'll do a bump. Let's go, bro. Let's party. But oh my God, that burns. What the fuck is that? It's meth, bro. What'd you expect? Thanks, bro. Appreciate
Wow.
that.
Does it do,
Called my
does it
girlfriend.
do anything psychedelic?
No, I called my girlfriend and said, hey, listen, I just want you to know, I just did a bump of meth and I'm going to be up all
Absolutely
fucking
not.
night. I'm bummed. She's like, oh, honey, come home. I'll take care of you. It was all good. I just couldn't sleep.
At least he didn't leave you in a K-hole in the bathroom.
Yeah.
She was like, don't worry, honey. We'll get this out of your system.
If you want to discover cannabis news, reviews, entertainment, and culture, and explore every single Leaf magazine at your convenience, search leafmagazines.com. Coming up in our second segment, we'll get into Wheels of Expression, and we'll get another spin of AJ's Wheel. It's coming up next on Leaf Life. Stay tuned.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.
Leaf Life.
Welcome to the second half of this Leaf Life show called Roller Skating and Cannabis. In just a moment, we'll get into Wheels of Self-Expression, and we'll spin AJ's wheel to see what products Andricia Kraft, who's the Northwest Leaf Bud Tender of the Month for January 2025 and the world's dopest roller skating queen, this show's Greg the Guinea Pig is going to be trying next. But first, we got to spin AJ's wheel. Let's go, AJ.
Let's go.
All right, round 2. Here we go. Look at the nugs.
Oh my God.
Got something
Trophy
awesome
nug.
for you. Look at this. I actually really like the packaging on this.
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Here you go.
it's like
the
a
packaging's
beautiful-
beautiful. It's just kind of like see-through. It almost looks like you're carrying like a piece of crystal or something.
It's a clear vape cart. It's one of the, what do you call that style
that was
vape
beautiful.
cart? bar.
Nice.
It's a bar.
It's a bar one, yeah,
Awesome,
like
queen.
micro bar.
It's by Lifted Cannabis. This is Ztrufflez that you just smoked. What did you think about the terps on that?
Very tasty for sure.
A huge cloud for a little
love it.
unit
Yes,
too.
yeah. Has a
Big
hit
cloud.
to
Yeah.
it.
I don't know
for
if you
sure.
noticed, but when you hit it, there's a dope big LED that lights up, like LED
I saw
show.
that.
That's super
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
Here we are talking about how cool the hardware is, but the oil inside of Lifted is
Super clean.
very fire.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Super
love
clean.
that company, man. They're one of the best in the Washington State cannabis
I love
industry.
that.
And look, she went for a third toke. And now, as we discuss
Nice.
wheels of self-expression, obviously the roller skates are just an extension of your personality in a lot of ways, but it adds to the element of amazingness that you embody to begin with. You're wearing a green, very furry coat.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a sick-ass nose ring that's got spikes on it. Your
Yes.
eyes are very large. I mean, you are a model as well. You model.
Yes, I do.
And you're the perfect example of a very modern, contemporary roller skating goddess, right? In fact, why don't you stand up? Show everybody your whole fit.
Oh, yeah. You've got to see this girl's
Since
fit.
you're a model, there you go. She's got a really beautiful fro and a tube top with a very flat tummy. Some yoga pants or whatever you want to call those with
They're like psychedelic bell bottoms.
Yeah, they're super
I know.
psychedelic, like
Dope. I love
swirly.
your fit.
and I made
Yeah.
it very intentional to match the Leaf Life sign in the back with your outfit, so you're glowing, sister.
Thank you.
Big earrings. And then when you put those roller skates on, I have a feeling you become ANDICEIA Craft, the butterfly.
Yes, I do. And I'm definitely flying and soaring when I put them on, for sure.
And so I live down in Los Angeles, and it could be said that if not the epicenters of roller skating culture is in Venice Beach. And I roll through there all the time because it's a vibe there. There's got a skate park, you got basketball courts. In fact, we shot Gary Payton, who the strain is named after. He's a former NBA basketball player, like all-star NBA, played for Team USA. Very well-known Seattle Supersonic here in Seattle. We shot him in Los Angeles. And if you think about culture, cannabis culture, a lot of it is there. And that place where the skate park is, I go down there on my e-bike and I stop every single time because there's always somebody with a massive boom box at it's next to the skate park where dudes are skateboarding. There's no music over there. But you come to the roller skating area, which is right across the Strand, which is this boardwalk, and there's music pumping, and it's always like disco or some type of R&B or beat-driven music. And the people there, you can look it up online, are totally into it. You'll see a group of 5 people out there doing dance moves, choreographed. You'll see some people who can put on like a 3 to 5 minute performance of spinning and twirling and zipping around. And you're just like, holy shit, how many years did it take for you to learn this technique? And nobody's getting paid for it. They're just there for the cameras. They're expressing their identities, or at least their alter egos. And it wouldn't happen if it weren't for the roller skates. And I see you doing that, which is why you made the perfect bud tender of the month. You're not only a beautiful person inside, but you've got this expressive personality that's very visual as well. And so roller skates, I've got a feeling when you put those on, you become almost a different person.
I do. Yes.
That's awesome.
I come into my true self.
It's like putting your cape on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Love that.
And
Love
nothing
it.
else matters in the world when I have those skates on. Because I feel like, wow, I'm actually really good at this. I'm actually good at something. And not only that, but I also inspired others along my journey, which showed me like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is along my path.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it, every bit about it.
Does it set you free when you start rolling? Do
Yes.
you feel a little bit lighter?
Do you feel like you're in danger?
Like, is it euphoric? Tell us about the essence.
The essence and everything of it. Well, I just love pulling up, and then I go to a skate park and I sit there and I break down my butt and I roll up.
Yeah.
And
Part
I
of the
just
culture.
Take us
yeah,
on
part
the
of the
journey.
culture. And I get into my zone for sure. And I have some anxiety sometimes. And when I skate, everyone has like liquid courage. I say smoking, no noping. Because I'm not saying, nope, I can't do this. Nope, I can't. I'm just anxiety's scared of me. I just put those skates on. Like I said, I put my headphones on, the weed's sitting, and I'm just grooving. I'm flowing. And I know, like, oh, if I fall, I got to get right back up. Because that's, the main part about skating is, how you recover, how you bounce back up from it. And definitely the recovery process, when the cannabis hits, it's lovely. I forget it. Yes, it's a life. Too. Definitely.
It's not,
I love that.
It's not how you fall, it's how you get back up in life that really defines us. And weed does lift you up versus alcohol. Like alcohol can give you that fake courage. But like it's more courageous to face something aware than to do it numb.
Yes.
And I think that's why you don't see like real extreme athletes drinking. You might see the amateurs, I'm a drink and send it.
Yes.
But the real pros you hear, they do use weed.
They smoke a lot of weed.
Whether it's motocross or car racing.
Definitely true.
It's something about movement and cannabis goes so well.
The fastest man on land and in water, both are heavy stoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
And
Usain Bolt.
And Usain Bolt,
Both
Jamaican.
of them, both of them are advocates for
crushes the chronic,
use.
does it?
I love it.
So that tells you something. I think it has to do with lung capacity. Yeah. Maybe it's performance enhancing. I don't know.
I don't think they like being called the fastest men on earth, though.
Oh, well, we're talking different things here, Lorax. Easy there.
So when you put the skates on, the outfit goes with it, doesn't it? You don't just go out there in your sweats and a tank top. You gotta load up.
Yes.
You gotta be like the epicenter of everyone's attention. Like, holy shit! Because I've seen it at the Venice skate park. People bring their fucking A game and they shop according to that fit. Right? The skates are a part of it. And I've seen many people where the skates match the fit and you're like, damn, this person belongs in a magazine.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
These are my only pair of skates. I have 4 more.
4.
Yes.
Pair of skates. Exactly, too. I have a cheetah print one. I have those ones.
It's a thing.
I have a white one, and then I have classic pink ones.
It's a mood. It's a mood.
Yes.
So you live in Prosser, which is east of Seattle, about 3 hours. And when I talked to you before we recorded, you said, I was very limited in Prosser, and I didn't have a skate community. And then I went to the Tri-Cities, which is like the nearest city, and I found my tribe. I found people that thought the same way I thought, and suddenly I didn't feel like a minority anymore. I felt like I could truly come out of my shell, and now didn't share that same insecurity before, right? Yes. And so like I can think about Kansas or Iowa where people are like, look, there's a black girl on skates. Ooh, what is that, Afro stuff or whatever.
Yes.
But it's a celebration of your identity. It's a celebration of who you are. Definitely. And the skates are kind of a conduit, kind of a trigger, to like putting on that cape, going into the photo or the phone booth and turning into Superwoman and then going out and doing the Superman.
Yes, exactly. Doing Superman.
But it changed your life, didn't it?
It did. There was times where, I felt like even just recording myself, like, people like, who does she think she is? But then I realized as I was posting on social media, I had people telling me, thank you. I'm glad. Can you send me personal skate videos? Or I had multiple people telling me, you're the reason why I end up getting skates. And hearing those comments like that just reminded me, don't worry about what other people think, because there's people out here that are rooting for you or out here inspiring. And that's one of the main things I want to do is be an inspiration. And like you brought up, living where I live at, there's no diversity. So there was a time frame where I did take a break from skating because I was going to this rink in the Lower Valley in Yakima. And I was dealing with discrimination. I was being told, oh, you can't wear this when there's other people, different colors, white people wearing crop tops and this and that, but I couldn't wear crop tops. I couldn't wear shorts, even wearing headphones, because even the music they would play, wouldn't fit the ambience of the vibe of skating. I want something to move to, groove to, and you're playing, rock music, and I love rock music. I'm a big grunge babe. I love rock music, but we're trying to have fun. Vibe out, dance, yes, for sure. So it got to a point too when I was dealing with discrimination. I was like, you're telling me what I can and can't, wear. And skating is self-expression. It is an art, and at that point, I was like, you guys are making me put on a coat and I'm not feeling myself anymore. And it's just taking the vibe from everything. So I was like, you guys aren't getting my money no more. You're not getting my support. And I'm also going to let other people who are, who want to skate and grow, don't go there. Because in a space like that, you're not going to be able to grow either. When I really got into skating, I was posting my skate content. And I had a friend of mine invited me to Seattle. And that's when I really got the hit of this is skating culture. Because there was so much diversity here, so many different styles. You have people that at one point, hey, I lived in Chicago, I live in Atlanta. And that's when I began to pick up certain styles by going to the Seattle rink. Because that experience there I went through for the first time. And that's when I was like, I'm really not skating. Like, there's so much more I can learn. And I remember the DJ at one point, I want to go backwards skating. He's like, if you're not skating backwards, get your ass off the floor. And I was like, oh, that's how they do it here. So in that moment, I was like, I got to learn how to backwards skate. Taught myself in that one night from determination.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I was like, it was a wrap. And by the end of the night, my friend gave me a pair of wheels and she was like, something told me to give these to you. And ever since then, I put those wheels on my cheap Chicago's that I'm bringing up again. I noticed it was the wheels. The difference in the wheels was, changed everything up for sure. And once after I got those, I was like, I'm determined. And I really got into it, started posting more. And then I found out about the rink in Tri-Cities. And I went there and I was like, these are my people. Because I felt the same vibe that I was kind of feeling in Seattle, a little bit more diversity. And
acceptance.
There was everything there. People were dressing in bell bottoms. Some girl had some wings on. I was like, this is what I'm talking about.
Nice.
There was same love, all different types of people just being free and just nothing else mattered to them but just skating. And we're all in the room to like grow. And at that rink, I had met a various amount of amazing skaters. So now I'm at a place too where I can grow. Seeing other styles because it's fun in the skating community. We help each other with our strengths and weaknesses. There might be, one person can probably break down, but I can spin. So we exchange our different skills and strengths to help each other. And that's one thing about the skating community. It's a family, and growing up and living where I live at, where it's not much diversity, it's hard to feel like, am I going to find my people, my crowd? And skating has really opened that door for me to find my crowd and my people. And also, I met a lot of them smoke and skate. So we would have times where we're like, let's go do this, trail run and let's blaze up. And then that's how I got into doing skating and cannabis, working with other companies, doing little roller skating stuff.
That's how you got into the cannabis industry?
Yes.
Wow, that's awesome.
So
cool.
skating pulled you into the industry.
It did. It
wow.
did.
Were they like skate cannabis meetups that you were doing for your companies or?
So there was a company Bodhi. They were looking for people who can do some outdoor stuff. And one of the ideas proposed was roller skaters. So they reached out to my skate community and was like, who's down to roller skate and smoke some weed? I'm like, hell yeah, I do that shit all the time. Nice. I love it. So I'm like, that's me all day. And my other skate partner, Alana, with me, amazing. And we went up there and we just had a blast. And that's when I started getting my foot into just the whole cannabis industry and the ins and out of it.
That's an energy. I just had a great idea, Wes. We got to have a Leaf roller skating party, man.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
That would be awesome.
Yes. You're going to be the host.
There you go.
Yes, definitely. I would love to get that rolling.
And that's why you're the host.
Yeah.
Yes.
Andreesia.
We can call it the roll up.
There you go.
I like that.
Roll up your joints and roll up on your skates, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it's time for you to play Legalize It.
From the Who's the Dipshit Who Came Up With This Law file. You gotta wonder how some of these laws were even passed. This is Legalize It.
Man, so enlightening,
Yeah.
and influential. It's like, you got to keep this going.
Oh, yeah.
You got to come down to that skate park in Venice. It's a vibe. You're a vibe.
Definitely.
So you
Thank
belong.
you.
belong
Yes.
in anywhere. You're amazeballs.
Yes.
Get out of that freaking
Thank you,
redneck
guys.
city you're living in.
Definitely.
You know what
Yes,
I mean?
that is
All
the goal.
So it's true. Some states are still partying like it's 1899. Ready? These are laws, crazy laws.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Not your in-laws.
Nope.
Handle lock.
Number one. In this Empire State, not only can you go outside while wearing a jacket and not only can you not go outside while wearing a jacket and pants that do not match, but you can be levied a $25 fine for flirting.
What?
It's against the law to flirt in this state.
It's against the law.
Empire State.
The Empire
New York.
State.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I figured the Empires.
To flirt?
There you go.
What?
$25 for flirting, sister.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You're going to jail.
Good thing they haven't caught me yet.
What's up?
No doubt.
Oh, God. AJ, you'd be broke, by the way. It's
Oh, yes, definitely.
Are those fines
Insane.
retroactive?
All right,
Because
number
we're
two.
all in
All
trouble.
that time in Harlem would have put me in jail by now.
Yes.
Beautiful people in Harlem.
Definitely.
In this state that sits across the Hudson River from New York, not only is it illegal to frown at a police officer, but it is also against the law for a man to knit during the fishing season. Yeah.
Oh,
You knew that, Jerry.
What about knitting a net?
To knit what? You got like a net?
Good
Like-
point. Good point, Wes.
Yeah.
Wes is a fisherman.
I think.
Cross the Hudson River from New York.
Dang, you're testing my geography.
I sure am.
East Coast.
Garden
Ooh,
State?
Let me think.
The
Is
Garden
it maybe
State.
New Jersey.
like Chicago?
No, it's New Jersey.
New Jersey. Oh my gosh,
Jersey.
that's embarrassing. I know my family in New Jersey are like, yeah, we're disowning you. We don't claim you.
Lifted cannabis.
Word is bond.
It's okay.
Oh no, you're not going to get invited to
There
the
was a few
Taylor ham
hits.
dinner.
Yes. Oh no.
Wes would be broke, by the way.
Indicas only.
Ossifer, I was knitting a net. All right, number 3. Finally, in this New England state known for legal cannabis, not only is it illegal to sell suntan oil until afternoon on a Sunday, but it is also illegal to put tomatoes in clam chowder.
Oh.
You should know. You should know this, right? Come on, AJ. It's common
New
knowledge.
England.
It's legal cannabis is there. It's,
Is it the very top tip of the U.S.?
no.
No? Okay,
it's
don't
not
mislead
Maine.
me at all.
Oh, it's the
not
other
that.
legal state.
The other legal state.
Yeah. Boston Tea Party.
Oh.
Massachusetts?
Correct.
There you go.
AJ said Maryland.
Whispering the wrong things.
Andrecia, where can we find your amazing self on social media?
You can find me on my Instagram
Yes?
at exotic.flowers with 2 Z's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exotic EX.
Yes.
Okay.
EX.
Exotic Flowers with 2 Z's.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming over here and being on the Leaf Life podcast.
Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
Wes,
Yes.
next week, faith and cannabis.
Great subject.
Oh, I can't wait, you guys. I got to pray with Joe.
Joe?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Our guy.
Oh, our guy who's going to be on the show.
Yeah.
Of course.
I interviewed him.
Yeah.
We interviewed him. It was,
Right on.
yes. It ended in prayer.
Download this and all Leaf Life episodes at leafmagazines.com. And please subscribe on YouTube at Leaf Life Podcast V2. Now get ready for another episode of Stony Baloney, which is also available at leafmagazines.com. And please be kind to animals.
Your hosts for Leaf Life are Mike Ricker and Wes Abney. Leaf Life is produced by Mike Daly. Some of the music heard is provided by purple-planet.com. Every bit of cannabis you use is female, so please respect the ladies. Leaf Life is brought to you by Leaf Nation, featuring Alaska Leaf, Oregon Leaf, Northwest Leaf, Maryland Leaf, Utah Leaf, Northeast Leaf, and California Leaf. On the shelf now in your local retailer. Now, please stay tuned for this week's edition of Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
Stony Baloney by Mike Ricker.
Black licorice is vile. I think it's the devil's candy. Call me broken, but when the thought of black licorice enters my thoughts, I immediately picture the odd fuck from Lemony Snicket's hiding a sinister grin behind his outreached hand that is gripping black licorice like it's a bouquet of dying flowers. Or that miserable pedophile in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang who goes Richter when out sniffing for children. Is there one single redeeming quality about black licorice other than the fact that it is candy? At least that's what they call it. But that's a matter of opinion. Because the flavor I get is castor oil, not candy. That's the spoonful of snake pee that children had to choke down when they caught a cold in the days before the Cold War. For those of you who skipped American history, it wasn't a war that was cold. Let's move on. Black licorice is even worse than candy corn, which doesn't taste anything like corn. But in its defense, at least it doesn't taste like black licorice. In fact, it doesn't taste like anything at all, but it does look just like a giant kernel of corn, which makes it wonderfully stony nonetheless. I think fennel is what gives black licorice this horrific flavor. My guess is that this herb grows in Death Valley, which would constitute it as the birthplace of black licorice. Therefore, I'll bet when you're sent to the fiery depths of hell, it's actually Death Valley where they serve black licorice sandwiches for lunch with black licorice flavored mayonnaise and a fennel leaf instead of lettuce. Sounds like torture. Like when I think of drinking a witch's brew, what appears is the image of black licorice tea with a lizard tail garnish drunk through a straw from a freshly harvested water buffalo nostril. Hey, red licorice is delicious. Green licorice would be dank. Someone should invent it. Although they'd want to take out the word liquor.
These products have intoxicating effects and may be habit-forming.
Marijuana can impair concentration, coordination, and judgment.
Do not operate a vehicle or machinery under the influence of this drug.
There may be health risks associated with consumption of these products.
For use by adults 21 and older.
Keep out of the reach of children.